Hey peeps, I'm back. This is the 2018 roundup. I thought I would have a little bit of a Christmas end of year roundup with you guys here in the Naturpreneur Hub. And I just wanted to connect with you all and really bring 2018 to its conclusion. So I'll just wait for you guys. If you are watching this on the replay, skip ahead to about a minute and we'll see how we go. Cacao. I love cacao. It's my new favorite drink. Well, remembered favorite drink. What's your favorite drink this year? Hi peeps. If you're joining us, please let me know. I'm just going to do a lovely roundup of what 2018 looks like, some of the lessons that I've had, some of the things that I've learnt. I'm just waiting for you guys to join in. And let me know what your favorite drink is. My current one is cacao and turmeric. Cacao and turmeric for my cold, actually. Alrighty. So, who have we got online? Say hello if you're just joining us. I like to hear. Alrighty, so I'm going to get started. So 2018 has been huge. My intentions at the beginning of 2018 were all about ease and flow. And I just figured with everybody getting into 2019 already, I just wanted to give you a wrap up of how my ease and flow ended up coming through throughout the year. One of the interesting things I find with choosing your word of the year or your words of the year is that they come up like a coin. So on one side, you say you want ease, and on the opposite side of the same coin, it's difficulty, ease and difficulty, or ease and challenge. And then flow on the flip side of that same coin is stagnation. Flow, stagnation, flow. And so whenever you are choosing your word for the year, hey Margie, you made it. So cool to see you. Whenever you are choosing your word for the year, this upcoming year, when you're thinking about the word, what I have found is every time I have chosen a word for the year, the coin comes up and I get the flip side of that coin. And because you're going to learn so much easier with the opposing version of it. Well, not easier, but you're going to really embed that learning so much more through the challenge that it brings rather than the bright, shiny version of it. So when you're choosing your words for the year, consider that. My husband's word for the year this year has been impact. The interesting thing was when we got to New Zealand at the end of this year, he impacted his head enough that he broke his neck just 2 months ago. So he had full head impact into a tree. And he couldn't have learnt the meaning of impact, like what his impact and his message could look like, until he hit a tree and broke his neck. So when you're choosing your words for the year, consider that it might not come in the same package that you are asking for it, but it will come. All right. So one of the biggest lessons for this year was around identity. I got my new tattoo this year. I had a haircut at the beginning of this year and it's just growing back. You guys can see it. Because I was really playing with what it looks like and feels like to truly be me in the public eye, what it really looks like and feels like to be a practitioner, what it looks like and feels like to be a mentor, what it looks like and feels like to really be and embrace all parts of me. So this year, one of my biggest lessons was around that. And the first one was to get my hair cut in this quite intense way. You'll see a lot of my videos from earlier this year were all about what could it be like, what would happen if I didn't look the way I looked, and could I still show up in my, my wisdom, and could I still show up in the way that I usually do? And what I learned through having that haircut is, yes, Yes, I can. And so can you. So, hey, Fiona. So, one of my biggest things about identity is owning your uniqueness is huge, and owning it in a way that that makes you feel empowered. And initially it can feel really challenging to own your uniqueness and own your visibility. But once you do and you lean into that uncomfortableness and you get comfortable with that, it brings out a whole level of vulnerability and then trust from the people that you serve. So if that's something for you, stick with that. Next, things that happened this year. We went on about a half a dozen family trips, little short trips, but they really connected us as a family. And towards the end of the year, we actually went away a lot more with our business. And so one of the biggest learnings I had around that was prioritizing your values. And one of our biggest values is our family, our tribe, our business, and also our travel. So they're our three biggest core values, and making sure that those are in balance was one of our little dances this year. I talk about things as a dance because sometimes it feels like a tango when we're right on track, and sometimes it's like the beat changes and it feels a little bit odd and out of kilter until it starts to sway again and you're back on track with it. So it's a bit of a dance. So yeah. Well, that was one of our biggest lessons, is how to bring your values in and how does that look in your schedule. So half a dozen family trips this year. I also went to 7 different cities with you guys with the Revolution series. So through here and New Zealand, in Australia and New Zealand. Absolutely loved every minute of meeting you guys and having hugs and connecting and seeing what you really do in real life. And it's one of my favorite things. And so I can't wait to meet you guys at the NADEX when you're coming to that next year. We also went to 5 different countries, and that was for an amazing time with our practitioners in Vanuatu, another amazing time in Bali with our practitioners, 3 amazing times in Bali with our practitioners. Went to Japan, which was epic, with my 10-year wedding anniversary. Went to New York for a mastermind for myself for business and personal development. Also went to New Zealand, where we had an interesting time, but I got to go to New Zealand twice to see you guys as well as with our family. I went on 40 plane flights, and I went on 64 other other helicopter flights. So I got to fly so much this year, and I love flying. It like lights my soul up. So I got to do that. We doubled the amount of people here in the hub, which is epic, and I really want to double it again next year. I am super excited to bring free trainings to you guys every week. It's like where my flow is. It's like I get a download of information and I get to share it with you guys. And I like doing that in small chunks, and then I like sharing even more. And from the feedback I get from the emails and comments on YouTube and things like that, it seems that you guys like it as well. So I got to do 52 free trainings this year, and I'm going to be bringing even more of those in small chunks and small e-courses next year. I'm super excited about that as well. What else have we got? We brought on 3 new staff in our business this year. We had 100 more people in the club, the Naturpreneur Club, this year. We took 80 plus to Bali for our immersions. We had 7 visits to the hospital this year, so it's not just you guys that juggle with life, the universe, and everything. Every human does, and those hospital trips were broken arms, broken legs, some surgery, some other stuff. Not for me personally, but for our family. We had graduations this year of my kids. I've got 3 kids, so we got to experience that. I got nominated for 2 awards in 2 different places, so the ANS and the Beamer Awards, and it was an absolute honor to be in those spaces and places and again connect with you guys. I love seeing you all in real life, and I just vibe off hanging out with all of our tribe of like-minded Praccies. So another reason we're doing the NADEX next year. We upgraded a whole bunch of our filming, so we did a whole bunch of new filming for 2019. I went on 2 book writing retreats. So we've got 2 books coming out next year. One's on how to run your business as a Praccie, and the other one's a fictional one. So that's exciting. I went solo in a helicopter, and I fly helicopters by myself now, which is super exciting. And I really got into the creativity side of things. Has any of you guys got into the creative zone and just found out that, oh my goodness, I forgot all about this as a kid? So I've made candles this year. I've made bath salts. We just made Christmas cards yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it. We made deodorant. We made some homemade like kitchen witch type of stuff. And I really got into my Kundalini yoga this year. So what does 2019 look like after 2018 of ease and flow looks like that? It's a really interesting space to be in when you put your intentions out for the following year. And at the moment, my intentions are simplifying, which again comes with complexity. What does complexity look like so that you can see what simplifying actually looks like? So what I would love to hear what you are choosing as your word for 2019. I'd love to hear what your top 3 things that you want to achieve next year are, and anything that you want to celebrate from last year. I'd love to see that in the comments section, or if you wanted to email me at tammy@tammyguest.com, I'd love to hear it, and I'd love for you to have the acknowledgement and celebration that you need about 2018 to bring it to conclusion, so 2019 can be whatever you choose it to be. So hopefully this has been, I don't know, whatever it has been for you. I just really wanted to share it to let you guys know that life happens. You can achieve your dreams and your goals. Often your year turns out in a whole different way to what you thought it would. And it always works out for the best, for me anyway, even with 7 hospital visits and even with those other things. I've got to meet, hundreds and hundreds of you guys. We've got to double the amount of people here in the Naturpreneur Hub. And we've totally got this wave of change happening. I love connecting with you guys, and I am committed to continue to connect with you guys both in real life and here online. And I can't wait to see what 2019 holds for you. Margie, a rad haircut. Awesome. I'd love to see you with a new rad haircut, Margie. I'd love to see what else you've got in store for 2019. And as a little last wrap up, 2019 begins here in the hub with the Naturpreneur Scav Hunt, the NatBiz Scav Hunt that we ran earlier this year. We're going to start it on the 2nd of January, and we're going to do that for a week so that you can get all of your ducks in a row. And then we've got an e-course experience. It's 1 day to create your e-course. So we've got an e-course experience right at the beginning in January while you've got your time off. We're going to see if we can create an e-course in a day. And then in February, we got the NatX. So hopefully there's some yummy goodness in there for you guys. And I'd really love to hear all about what you got out of 2018, what you want from 2019, and what your word is. What's your word? I'd love to hear what your word is. Margie, flying helicopters is pretty epic. Yeah. And, it's an interesting thing about flying helicopters, Margie. It wasn't always on my radar. Like, aviation has always been a thing that I've been interested in, but it's always been one of those things that was just out of reach, that it seemed absurd that I would be able to have the time or money to be able to do that. And I was talking to my friend Denise the other day, and she said, it seemed absurd at the time when I was walking around these houses that I was, that were way out of my reach. But once you're around it and you spend time in those environments, we spend time talking about these things, they seem to come closer to you, and opportunities arise that they come closer to you. And even though her helicopter pilot's license was, over my horizon, it was, my 3rd horizon, and my 1st horizon was just, working on my business and helping the amount of people I could help. Once you get to your 1st horizon, you can see that there might be a 2nd and 3rd horizon. And so yeah, flying helicopters is pretty epic, but there's something inside you, Margie, and anyone else who's listening, there's something inside you that feels like it's just way out of reach, that'll cost too much money, it'll take too much time, couldn't possibly be the thing for you, but it's niggling in the background. Don't negate it. Just have it as like a third horizon in the back of your mind so that when you're getting your first and your second horizons, you've got something else to look at after there. So, yeah, hopefully that was helpful, Margie. You're choosing success as your word in 2019. Beautiful. I love that. Remember what I was saying? Success is on one side, and the beautiful thing is that perceived failure is on the other side. Now, I had the same thing. I had success later on in this year. I chose success in the realm of helicopters, and I had, although I passed 5 exams this year, I also failed 3, right? And then went on to pass them. But to really know what successful failure looks like, successful sportsmanship, successful studying, like to really understand that, I had to go through that to get to the other side of that. And what success looks like without me losing the plot around my kids or, being cranky around people just because I didn't pass an exam. So there was a beautiful learning and lesson in that for me. So I hope all the success in the world and the lesson of success for you too, Margie. Beautiful. Anyone else who's joined us? What's your word for 2019? What do you want to celebrate for 2018? And I'd love to answer any questions that you might have around getting the thing that you want. And again, if you are, if you're not ready typing, send it through to tammy@tammyguest.com, my personal email. And I'd love to hear what you are celebrating for 2018. I just went through all of mine. And I'd love to hear what you are projecting and intending for 2019. And I'd love to hear your word of the year and what that brings for you. Like I said, it's wonderful to connect with you guys. It's one of my biggest values is connecting with my tribe. And I want to continue to bring you these free trainings for next year, as well as our wonderful connection in the offline world. I love giving you guys hugs. I love hearing what you're up to in real life, hence the NatX. And I can't wait to see you all on the QT or some other time during the year of 2019. All right. Hopefully this has been a nice wrap up. If you have any questions at all about what all of these things look like for you, again, don't hesitate to pop it in the comments section and I'll answer anything there for you. And I will connect with you guys on the next video. See you later. Bye.